Well, good afternoon and welcome to Plainsman Park and welcome into a Thursday afternoon of baseball for the Northeastern Junior College Plainsmen as they get set to take on the Lamar Lopes. The first two of 4 games in 30 hours as we'll be down in Lamar tomorrow. For this weekend set, I'm Ben Black. Our pregame show on the Eastern Plains Sports Network is made possible by Northeastern Junior College. From plains to possibilities, Northeastern Junior College has the educational path for you. Get your 2026-27 education off on the right foot now by visiting njc.edu. Plainsmen tied for first in the Region 9 standings coming into this weekend of play, 16-4 in the regional standings. 32-14 overall. McCook is 17-5 on the season, tied for first. More wins, but one more win, but one more loss as they're even there. Lamar, meanwhile, comes into the weekend battling for one of the final positions into the postseason. Lamar, 7-13 on the year, currently holds the final spot into the Region 9 tournament. The Lamar Lopes know that they need to find victories this weekend and next if they're going to punch their ticket into that 6-team Region 9 tournament. NJC is already mathematically locked into the tournament. They could lose the remaining 8 games of this season and still be guaranteed a berth into the 6-team field. Obviously, that's not the preferred path to the postseason. The Plainsmen want to be the number 1 overall seed. They want to find the victories, and I think taking 3 of 4 the next 2 weekends would be the key. This is the penultimate weekend of the season, and we get to see a great pitching battle in this opening one. Our pitching contest is brought to you by Carpet Comfort Center, the largest selection of flooring on the eastern plains of Colorado. Get the flooring you need, the professional installation you deserve. Stop by in the Broadway Plaza Shopping Center where comfort is their middle name. Andrej Vonk on the bump for the Northeastern Plainsmen, making his 10th appearance of the year. He's 6-1 with 46 strikeouts off of 35 1/3 innings of work. Vonk pitched in the 7-3 win to open up the series in Otero last weekend. 5 innings of work, 5 hits, 3 runs allowed, 10 strikeouts, and 3 walks for Andrej Vonk as he is in the top 3 all-time in career strikeouts here at NJC. Meanwhile, he'll be countered by Benicio Marciando, the starting pitcher for the Lamar Lopes. He went just 3 2/3, gave up 8 runs on 8 hits, and 4 home runs last weekend in the outing. But on the season, he has 53 strikeouts in 46 innings of work. He's 2-1. This is his 12th appearance of the year. This is a high-end arm. 2 high-end arms that are going to be on the bump for this one. We'll meet the rest of the starting lineups, and we'll have first pitch when we come back. NJC and Lamar, 7 innings to kick it off, 9 innings to follow on this Thursday on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. And we welcome you back to Plainsman Park. First pitch just underway at 12:58 p.m. in the Mountain Time Zone as Andrzej Vonk kicks things off for NJC and the Lamar Lopes. And we get underway in our first of the four-game series between the Plainsmen and the Lopes. Vonk had the first pitch fouled off and then delivers one low for a ball. Let's meet our starting lineups. They're brought to you by Stubbs, exit 66A when you're traveling I-76. Find a gem of a place, auto accessories, gas, fresh cooked food from an actual kitchen at Stubbs in Wiggins. Vonk delivers the 1-1 pitch on the inside corner. And the count now goes to 1-2. He's being caught by Braden Stuff. Michael Clark, Zach McVeigh, and George Green on the bags on the infield with Hudson Hoy playing short. Tanner Peary, Riley Suarez, Aniel Delor Bay going left to right in the outfield. Vonk is facing Jackson Britell as the breaking ball locks him up. Watched by for strike three. And out number one to kick off this first inning. Britell is followed by Dane Hepner and Marco Hernandez. Keenan Oxford is the cleanup batter for the Lamar Lopes. Eric Atondo, the five-hole hitter. Angel Colmenares, Ethan Marquez, Charlie McKinney, and Antonio Soto Rodriguez. The batting nine for the Lopes, who are in their blue uniforms with the white letters and numbers. Vonk blows a fastball past Hepner, the left-handed hitting catcher, for strike number one. Plainsmen in their creams with the gold on this Thursday. These two teams were originally supposed to play a Friday-Sunday. Friday in Lamar, Sunday here, but the weather doesn't look particularly great for Sunday. So to ensure to get it in, they moved up the Sunday to today here in Sterling as the 1-1 breaking ball is grounded to short. Hard charge for Hoy. He'll sling it across the diamond in time for the 6-3 putout, and out number two in the top of inning number one. We'll be covering all four. In fact, we'll be covering every game the rest of the way for NJC baseball. All four this weekend, all four next week, as we'll go to Scotts Bluff with the Thursday, Saturday nines played here and the 2 sevens on Friday in Scotts Bluff, and then the entire Region 9 tournament on 94.5 The Ranch, 945theranch.com, and when we're at home on the NJC Athletics YouTube page. Vonk now facing Marco Hernandez and fires a strike into Hernandez, 0-1. 10 strikeouts on Saturday for Vonk as the 0-1 pitch is fouled off by Hernandez. No balls, 2 strikes. Vonk. 0-2. Pop out to left center field. Up, back, gone. The wind is out today. That would have been out even without the 17-mile-an-hour wind, and the wind is actually blowing out to right center field, so that one going out to left center. The 2-out home run for Marco Hernandez will put Lamar on the board first in this first inning. Better Electric covers all your electrical work, residential, commercial, agricultural. Better does matter. 970-521-1030. This is a Lamar team that can hit the ball a fair shake. Lamar has drilled 70 home runs this season, now 71 with that one. Keenan Oxford will step in. Oxford, he's been the biggest danger in this Lamar lineup as he watches the first pitch by for strike number one. This is his 44th game. He's hitting .358, 17 home runs, 66 runs batted in, and he smokes one out to right field on the 0-1. So a pair of 2-out hits, a home run, and now a single has Lamar on the base paths, and the first baseman, Eric Atondo, will come to the plate. He's a .429 hitter this year.
You're good, Andre. Keep working, kid.
And Andrzej Vonk will see if he can get out of this first inning with just the single run of damage. 63 degrees outside on this Monday. Wind at 17 miles an hour out to right center field. Ground ball. It underneath the diving glove of McVeigh. Oxford goes first to third on the single. So Lamar getting aggressive following that home run, swinging on a couple early knocks. And now they have runners standing on the corners to Angel Colmenares. Colmenares, .352 hitter this season. Vonk has given up contact his last couple outings for NJC. They've been largely able to limit it as Colmenares steps in on the left side. First pitch, he takes a home run swing and gets strike one contact. Obviously, with the wind out to right, anybody that can hit left probably will be today. 0-1, Vonk. He blows it past Colmenares again on no balls, 2 strikes. Got to find the out pitch that isn't the one you threw to Marco Hernandez for the home run, as he was ahead 0-2 in that at bat in this first inning. Vonk the 0-2. Just off the plate for ball 1. Got a backwards K to kick things off in this first inning. In a similar spot, that one maybe just a hair low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runner moving, Vonk rocks, fires, breaking ball, pounded off foul. We'll do it again. This is also a Lamar team that's going to move a little bit. They've stolen 60 bases in 46 games played. In total, inside conference play, this is game number 21 for them. They've stolen 23 bases. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 away, runners on the corners. 1-0 Lamar in the top of the first inning.
Here we go, Vonk, work, kid.
Vonk gets one he likes from Stuffed. Sets up away, ball runs high, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Stuffed and Vonk have been almost exclusively the battery together this season. When Vonk pitches, Stuffed catches. 2-2, breaking ball sails away 3-2. Starting to nibble and dance now. Maybe some doubt in that scout on this Lamar team after the aggressive swings following the home run. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Vonk with the pitch. Ball popped up. Foul. Out of play. We'll do it again. Andrej, in the first 5 batters in this inning, used 12 pitches. This will be the 8th pitch to Colmenares here, 3-2. Fastball up and away, loses him on a walk, and now has loaded the bases up to Ethan Marquez. The Lope third baseman, 9 home runs, 35 runs batted in, hitting .333 on the season. Pretty big power numbers out of him. He's not only got the 9 homers, he has 11 doubles and a triple too. Vonk, first pitch, a breaking ball into the dirt, 1-0. Keenan Oxford stands at third, Eric Atondo at second, and Angel Colmenares at first. Single, and a walk on those 3 in that order. Breaking ball dances across the zone this time. 1 ball and 1 strike. Andrej, 1-1, finds the outside corner with a breaking ball. He's had some great control on his breaking ball this year. That's something that the new pitching coach has really worked with him on. 1-2, don't nibble, go right after him. Just off the plate on the 1-2, 2-2. Vonk, 2-2, blows it past him and gets out of the inning with just the 1 run of damage. A solo home run, 3 left on. We'll see the Plainsman bats and see if they can get going. Bottom of the first next on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Bottom of inning number 1 as we come back to Plainsman Park. 1-0 Lamar leads NJC in the first of the weekend 4-pack. And our starting lineups for the Plainsmen are brought to you by Sterling Health Foods. Opening in the business of your best health, and they'll bend over backwards to get you healthy with a great rewards plan. It's affordable south of Sterling on Highway 6. Braden Stuffed will lead things off for NJC. Stuffed will be followed up in the batting order by Easton Hubbard and Riley Suarez. George Green batting cleanup. Aniel Delor Bay hitting 5-hole. Michael Clark, Zach McVeigh, Tanner Peary, and Hudson Hoy round out the batting 9. Benicio Marciando will be the starting pitcher for the Lamar Lopes, caught by Dane Hepner. As the first pitch rides high for ball 1. Erica Tondo at first, Marco Hernandez at second, Ethan Marquez at third, and Antonio Soto Rodriguez will be the shortstop. Charlie McKinney, Keenan Oxford, and Jackson Bertel in the outfield. Stuffed watches the 1-0 pitch by. Count evens out at 1-1. On the season, Braden hitting .401. He has 10 doubles, a triple, and 6 home runs. As he watches the 1-1 by 1-2. Kind of scuffled a little bit early in conference season. The conference numbers are only at 354. Only. 1-2. Pitch delivered. Stuffed hammers a ball out to right field, tailing toward the line, but Bertel is able to track it down for out number 1. That'll bring up Easton Hubbard, who has 11 home runs on the season for NJC. Hubbard has 3 of those in conference play. He's DHing in this game number 1 today. Hasn't found as much power since the thumb injury back in the early part of conference season. But he's been able to place the ball well. As he watches the first pitch by for strike number 1 from Marciando. 5 for 16, I believe, was his mark last weekend. Breaking ball tails off the plate. He checked his swing, did Hubbard. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Work here, kids. See it, see it.
Lamar with the 1-0 lead in the bottom of the first inning, thanks to a solo homer. Left him loaded as well. 1-1 pitch, spiked at 58 feet. 2 balls and 1 strike. One thing this NJC team has done exceptionally well is draw walks. 229 walks drawn this season across the 46 games played. And that's continued in conference play as well. 116 walks through the 20 games of conference play thus far. 2-1. Pitch will be flared off foul by Hubbard. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Win it, kid. Line drive here.
Marciando. 2-2. Hubbard grounds the ball over to short. Soto scoops it up. His throw across the diamond is in time to get Hubbard on the 6-3 putout for the second out of the bottom of the first inning. That'll bring up Riley Suarez, the center fielder for NJC. .421 on the batting average this season, .414 in conference play. He has been a steady Eddie all season long. Also has 20 stolen bases to go with 10 home runs and 47 runs batted in. Fastball in on the feet for ball number 1. This NJC team has some pretty balanced numbers in both the power and the speed regards. Marciando spikes it into the left-handed batter's box. 2 balls and no strikes to Suarez. Lamar did all their damage in the top part of this inning with 2 outs. NJC looking to respond in kind. Marciando. Fastball bounced off foul by Suarez for strike number 1. Marciando, the 2-1, rides into the upper edge of the zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That was called strike. You saw the short kind of head turn from Suarez. He didn't want to believe it, and I didn't want to either. 2-2. Breaking ball called strike 3 on the outside corner, and the backwards K sets the Plainsmen down in order. 3-1, it's Lamar 1, NJC 0. Second inning next. You're listening to Plainsman Baseball on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. We come back to Plainsman Park. The Northeastern Plainsmen trail the Lamar Lopes 1-0. 8-9-1. Charlie McKinney, Antonio Soto Rodriguez, and Jackson Bertel do up against Andrej Vonk in this second inning, which is brought to you on the Eastern Plains Sports Network by Sydney Regional Medical Center. Don't let that injury keep you out of the game. SydneyRMC.com. Vonk dusts McKinney high for ball number 1. Kick off this second inning. Ended up needing 26 pitches to get through the first. He misses low, 2 balls and no strikes. Had 12 through the first 5 batters and then labored through the last 2 before leaving the bases loaded. 2-0 pitch. Breaking ball fills into the upper edge of the zone. That's a tall strike zone today, and that's the same spot Riley Suarez got strike 2 and rung up for strike 3 in the bottom of the first. 2-1 fastball below the knees, 3-1. Vonk. Breaking ball slipped to the backstop, foul. Count goes full. Tried to go fastball to blow it past Hernandez, and he hit the home run on the 0-2. See if he goes fastball on this 3-2, and he does right down Broadway. Strike 3 for out number 1 in the top of inning number 2. Mentioned that Vonk and Stuft have almost exclusively worked together this season. When Vonk is pitching, Braden is behind the dish, and they've done a very good job of ensuring that first time through the order, this is what we're going out pitch-wise. Second time through the order, we're kind of changing it up here. So 9-hole hitter Antonio Soto Rodriguez steps in, and the first pitch runs across for strike number 1. See that change, I would imagine, for Bertel. 0-1. Can't be yo-yoed into the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike. It's important for Vonk to be able to get NJC at least 5 in this first game today. 1-1 pitch right back to him, off of him, scooped up at first, and the tag by Clark after he fielded it, and Vonk limping around by the first base bag. That line ball went off of his foot, and Coach Catchell will come out of the dugout on what will officially be scored as a 1-3 ground out because it went off the pitcher.
Hey, way to work, kid.
It was not the foot that was on the ground, so a lot of times maybe that's a little less dangerous. Sometimes when that line drive back up the middle goes off that plant foot, you think, oh, we're going to have some structural damage there. It was not a foot planted on the ground that wore that ball. They'll give him a chance to throw, and looks fine to me. Everybody turns around and says, yeah, check is fine. We're good. Couple tosses now with 2 away in the top of inning number 2. And Jackson Bertel, who struck out in inning number 1, will step in for the Lamar Lopes back to the top of the order. Vaughn gets his sign from Stuffed and drops a breaking ball into the dirt, 1-0. First game of a 4-game series, and with no day off between like was originally scheduled. Definitely want your starter to be able to eat some innings, and good work to get through Walton for the first time. 1-2-3 go the Lopes as Bertel grounds out 2 short. It's 1-0 Lamar, middle of 2. This is the Eastern Plains Sports Network. One nothing Lamar as we come back to Plainsman Park, bottom of inning number 2. And NJC will have the middle of their order. George Green, Aniel Delorbe, and Michael Clark due up. Coons Pump and Well Supply doesn't want you to wait until the last minute to solve your irrigation, well, and watering problems. 970-522-2035. George Green has had one whale of a season for NJC. If the season were to end today, Green would have the second best batting average all time. Well, third best. 468 is the mark. He's at 450 right now. 2 guys have gone 468 for NJC. Green, in addition to that 450 batting average, 11 home runs, 38 runs batted in. And boy, has he had one heck of a conference season. 9 home runs in conference play as he watches the first pitch by for strike number 1. The freshman from Italy has hit 492 in Region 9 play this season and was our Plainsman of the Weekend opening conference weekend back a month ago. He fouls back the 0-1, no balls and 2 strikes. We will be doing a Plainsman of the Weekend again. That'll be at the conclusion of tomorrow's doubleheader down in Lamar. Marchiondo had a great first inning, keeping his pitch count down. He delivers the pitch into the dirt on the 0-2, and Green did not chase the one with the bottom falling out. Marchiondo has definitely needed a bounce back after 2 consecutive rocky weekends for the Lope ace. He'll deliver the pitch, and Green hammers it off. 1-2 it remains. 8 runs in 3 2/3 against Trinidad last weekend. 8 runs in 5 1/3 against Southeast the weekend before that. Last quality outing for him was the Western Nebraska game on Good Friday. Struck out 5, gave up 2 runs in 5 innings. Green hammers off foul. The 1-2, it will remain 1-2. Got knocked around in Luna in a 14-5 loss and lost against McCook, so that win against WNCC, his only win in conference play. 1-2 once again. Green watches it by. Good eye from the freshman. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1-0 Lamar to the leadoff man in the bottom of inning number 2. Marchiondo, 2-2, hops it at 58 feet, and the count goes full. You would think, as great of a conference season as George Green has had, that you wouldn't see a ton of walks because he's been swinging. He's drawn 13 walks on the season, and I believe 8 of them are in conference play. Marchiondo 3-2. Hopped it in, ball 4. So got behind 0-2. Green battle back and draws the leadoff walk to Aniel Delorbe. Delorbe, part of that right field platoon for NJCM, with the wind blowing out to right at 17 miles an hour, and the left-handed hitter, you're going to put him in the lineup. Delorbe had one heck of a day one against McCook a couple weeks back. He'll hammer off foul, the first one he sees, for strike number 1. Hitting just .295 on the season, but with that big weekend in McCook, .372, 4 homers, 15 batted in conference play. 0-1, Delorbe pops one up, long run, and it gets down just foul as Antondo was chasing it. No balls and 2 strikes, and George Green at first. A lot of these Plainsmen will steal bases. Green only has 3 on the season. Aniel. Awaits, Marchiondo delivers it, just a piece of it to bounce foul. Good fight off by Delorbe there. If you're Delorbe, you want to find a gap, see if you can't get first to third for Green and put 2 in scoring position with Michael Clark standing on deck. 0-2. He will ground the ball over to second, and it gets past Hernandez. Green has to slam on the brakes as Bertel was the hard charge in, so a single there for the Plainsmen. The first hit of the game. Runners stand on first and second to Michael Clark. Clark has been an almost exclusively oppo hitter in conference play. As a right-handed bat, he's hit better than 2/3 of his balls out to right, and the Finding Nemo Seagulls have emerged from the dugout. Marchiondo, first pitch to Clark for strike 1. Marchiondo takes a peek at Green. He whips one that nearly got to the backstop. Hepner had to quickly pop out of the crouch to grab that one. 1 ball and 1 strike. Plainsmen down 1-0 after being sat down in order in the first inning. 1-1. Marchiondo dances one below the knees. 2 balls and 1 strike. Second inning feels a lot less frenetic for the Plainsmen hitters at the plate. Almost like giving up that home run in the top of the first kind of got them pushing a little bit. Settled their way back in. 2-1. Green moving on what looked to be a hit and run. Clark fouled it off. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Atondo is expecting a bunt as he was coming in at first, but NJC, in spite of previous years having been a very small ball oriented team, not so much this year. 2-2, pitch delivered. Big hammer by Clark out to center field. It bangs off the wall. Green had to lock in case it was caught. He'll round third. Delorbe's rounding third. He's headed to the plate. Clark with a stand-up triple. 2-1 NJC. Beautifully swung ball to clear the bases and put the Plainsmen on top from Michael Clark. Clark again to the right side of center field, continues his barrage of oppo knocks, and Zach McVeigh will step in. McVeigh .355 this season is the sophomore. Marciando, first pitch to him, runs up the ladder for ball number 1 as NJC now leads 2-1. Marciando already 20 pitches into this second inning, and he is yet to record an out. He will paint the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. Walk George Green. Aniel Delorbe with a single. Michael Clark with a triple. Marciando the 1-1. Breaking ball lifted out to right field. Bertel camps. Bertel catches. Clark tags. Clark trots home and beats the throw. Sac fly RBI 3-1 NJC. So NJC finding all 3 of those base runners that got on to lead on off this inning to the home plate, and that will bring Tanner Peary to the plate now with 1 away in the bottom of the second. The left fielder, he's hit just about everywhere in this NJC lineup this year, hitting 8-hole today as he watches the first pitch by for strike number 1. 324 the totality of his work this season. 315 with 7 homers and 13 batted in Region 9 action. 0-1 foul tip into the glove of Hepner. No balls, 2 strikes. Marciando didn't like the first one dropped down by Hepner. Now gets one that he likes. Ahead 0-2. Breaking ball doesn't, stays up. 1 ball, 2 strikes. It's now 25 pitches in this inning for Marciando. One-two. Marciando blows it past Peary. He's down on strikes for out number 2. And Hudson Hoy will get the crack at the plate. Hoy's been part of a shortstop platoon for much of this season, but boy, he's heated up when we've gotten into Region 9 play. He did that last year, too. He's hitting .435 in conference play, 12 runs batted in, and he's also drawn 6 walks. That on-base percentage is .618 in conference play for him. The first pitch dances in at the knees for strike number 1. Of the guys that have played double digits in conference games, so half of the conference slate, he has the highest on-base percentage. Might have been able to take control of that shortstop platoon as he watches strike 2 by. Obviously, when you get to this time of year, sophomores provide invaluable experience, especially guys that were part of the regular day-to-day of last year's Region 9 tournament run. 0-2. Breaking ball sails off the plate, 1-2. NJC's got an opportunity at making some history here in 2026. It's Marciando. 1-2. Fastball hammered to the screen by Hoy. Remains 1-2. Won the conference title last year, finished runners-up in 2024. 29-year history of this NJC program. Never have we appeared in the title game 3 consecutive years. We've never won back-to-back titles. 1-2, pitch delivered. Hoy reaches up, pops it up. Foul territory, first base side. Pulled in by Atondo to end the inning, but NJC got the first 3 on and put the first 3 across. They lead 3-1 through 2. Third next on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Head to inning number 3, 3-1. NJC leads the Lamar Lopes in the opener of the weekend series on this Thursday. Our third inning is brought to you by Equitable Savings and Loan. Borrow your money and do your banking with people you know and people who know you. Many locations across the area, equitable-savings.com for more. Lamar, a run on 3 hits, no errors, and 3 left on. They'll have Dane Hepner, Marco Hernandez, and Keenan Oxford in this third inning as the first pitch is across for strike number 1 to Hepner, who grounded out to short his first time up. He'll hammer off foul, the 0-1, and it quickly becomes 0-2. Vonk got the side in order last inning after laboring through the first. Only needed 13 in the second. And he only needs 3. Gets a ground ball to short. Hoy picks it up, tosses it to first. 6-3 on the putout for out number 1 in this third frame. Now to bring up Marco Hernandez, who has the only run scored in the game for the Lopes. He hit a home run back in inning number 1 on an 0-2 pitch. The Lope second baseman. His third home run of the year. Vonk buzzes him high for ball 1. It was his second home run in conference play. Not exactly a guy that's hitting for a ton of power. As the 1-0 pitch misses out of the zone, 2 balls and no strikes. Vonk. Breaking ball finds the zone this time, 2-1. He's worked really hard in this sophomore campaign to use his off-speed stuff a lot more. 2-1 pitch, line back up the middle, and it finds its way out into center field. So a 1-out single for Marco Hernandez, and that will bring up Keenan Oxford. Oxford is the bat you got to be most concerned about in this Lope team with everything he's put together this season, and his conference numbers pretty attractive as well. Having spent many a year down at Merchants Park in Lamar, where we'll be tomorrow at 1 o'clock. I can see why he's got the numbers he's got. You can hit some dingers down in that park, no doubt about that. Oxford has the power to do that. 1 ball, no strikes. Vonk steps off, throws back Hernandez at first. (3-1) NJC, 1 away, top third. Vonk with the pitch, foul ball off the mask of Braden Stuft. 1 ball, 1 strike, and the umpire will walk it out to give Stuft an opportunity to clear the cobwebs. These games here in Sterling were supposed to be played Sunday, but looking at a pretty good chance of rain on Sunday. So given that we have just like 10 or 11 days left in conference season, wanted to make sure that we got him in today as Vonk throws Hernandez back to first. So 4 games in about 30 hours for these two clubs with travel between sites. 1-1 pitch up and away, 2-1. Lamar made the trip up for today's games, and they'll head back tonight. We start at 1 o'clock tomorrow, and NJC will head down there and then come back up tomorrow. Not very often these back-to-backs are played at 2 different sites on back-to-back days. These home-and-home series typically have a day off in between, but the Lamar Thunder baseball team will be playing at Merchants Park on Saturday afternoon, so can't have 2 baseball games going on at once. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away, man on first after a foul ball off Vonk. Breaking ball doesn't, up 3-2. Third 3-2 count of the game for Andrej. He walked Colmenares in the first inning. He struck out McKinney in the second. Now here in the third. 3-2, Vaughn dances it onto the outside corner. Backwards K, out number 2 in the top of the third inning. And for Andres, that is strikeout number 4. He'll tangle with Eric Atondo, keeping Hernandez at first. Atondo had a ground ball single just get past McVeigh at second in inning number 1. Fogg starts him off, breaking ball on the outside corner for strike 1. So went fastball opening pitches his first time through the order. Now he's gone off speed and breaking pitches. Throw back for Hernandez at first to keep him close with 2 away. Hernandez had the 4th hit of the game for the Lamar Lopes. Vonk. 0-1. Runner moving. Back up the middle. Only play will be to get the tag on the bag at second for McVeigh, and he just beat the moving Hernandez. Fielder's choice ends the inning. 3-1 NJC, middle of 3. This is the Eastern Plains Sports Network. To the bottom of the inning, number 3 we go. 3-1 NJC with a lead over the Lamar Lopes. And our bottom of the third is brought to you by Culligan. Water softeners and drinking water systems available for rent. 970-427-8080. Top of the NJC order due up in this third inning. Braden Stuff, who flew out to right, will lead things off, followed by Easton Hubbard and Riley Suarez. 3 runs, 2 hits, all last inning for NJC. They haven't left anybody on. Stuffed square shows bunt. Did he get a piece of it? He did not. Pulled back, and it hopped off the glove of Hepner for ball 1. Stuffed with the power that he has, also has a ton of speed. He watches the 1-0 pitch in tight for ball 2 and owns the single season record for stolen bases and the career record for stolen bases for NJC. He will pop up the 2-0 pitch out to center field. Long run into no man's land, and it gets down, and Stuffed will trot into second with a double on a pop-up. Just hit that one high into the sky. The retreating Hernandez and Soto Rodriguez couldn't get there. Oxford had the best beat on it, but he was way deep in center field with the wind blowing out. And with nobody covering the bag at second, it was an easy time to turn that into a pop-up double for Braden Stuffed. So the leadoff man on for a second inning in a row as Easton Hubbard comes to the plate. Hubbard grounded out to short in his at-bat in inning number 1. He will hammer a ball down the line, just foul third base side for strike 1. Hubbard got off to one heck of a start this season with home runs and kind of been stuck in the mud with the power since. 11 homers, 38 batted in, the totality for him as he watches the 0-1 low, 1 ball and 1 strike. 3 homers, 14 batted in for Hubbard in conference play. Batting average is actually better in conference play than out of conference play. The 1-1 pitch dips below the knees, 2-1. Braden stuffed 31 stolen bases on this season, 47 last, so it's 78. Don't know that he can get to 100 stolen bases in his career. I don't know that we have enough games left as Hubbard lofts one foul, right field side, 2 balls and 2 strikes. But NJC has an opportunity to do something special and make some history. Talked about, obviously, the opportunity to play in 3 consecutive Region 9 championship games, win back-to-back for the first time ever. But NJC is 8 home runs away from being just the second team in the history of Region 9 baseball to have 100 home runs and 100 stolen bases in a single season. 2-2 pitch. Hubbard pops one up. Out to center field. Look up, look back. It's gone. Yard goes Hubbard for home run 93 of the season. And NJC has a 5-1 lead. Easton Hubbard, his 12th home run of the year. Just his 4th in conference play. And Riley Suarez will step up. So NJC got the first 3 on and scored all 3 last inning. First 2 on and scored both here in this 3rd. Riley Suarez will step in. Suarez squares to bunt, pulls back, fastball runs by for strike 1. Marciando dances one off the plate, 1 ball and 1 strike. Pitch delivered. Suarez hammers a ball. It flies out to right field. It bounces off the wall. It turns into a double. And NJC continuing to be in business in the bottom of inning number 3. Second double of the frame for NJC. Riley Suarez smacking it off the wall in right center field. And George Green will step in. Green, a walk to kick things off last inning and came around and scored 1 of the 3 runs.
Hey, see it and cash in, kid.
Green. Suarez out there. Suarez can move a little bit. Green gets underneath one, popped it up, first base side. Atondo, the first baseman, having to fight the wind, but ultimately pulls it in. We're out number 1 in the bottom of inning number 3. Neil Delorbe at the plate. And this is kind of a challenge right now for NJC because Riley Suarez can run. He has 20 stolen bases this season. But you have a lefty at the plate going second to third, a clean avenue for a pick throw down to third. It'd be a risky proposition to send him. Delorbe watches the first pitch by for strike 1, especially a guy like Delorbe who's been as good as he's been in conference play. 1 away, don't want to run yourself out of potentially manufacturing a 3rd run or just hit a home run and make it 4 in this inning. Delorbe takes one in tight, 2 balls and no strikes. 5-1 NJC. Our scoreboard brought to you by Farm Bureau Insurance and Agent Melinda Hutt, 970-526-0202. 2 balls, no strikes. Pitch delivered. Delorbe takes it low, 3-0. You already have runs across, and Michael Clark with a triple standing on deck. 3 balls, no strikes. Marchiondo way high, ball 4. It's a 4-pitch walk to Aniel Delor Bay, and he stands at first for Michael Clark. Clark with the triple, as we'll have a visit to the mound for the Lamar Lopes. Clark's first triple of the season. 19 runs now batted in for him. NJC's actually had a lot of 3-baggers this year. That triple by Clark that he drilled last inning was the 18th triple this season. This is game number 47. Yes, game number 47 for NJC. There is some activity begun in the Lamar bullpen, as Marchiondo is sitting at 59 pitches. As we noted when we were talking about this pitching matchup to kick things off, he's been knocked around his last couple times on the bump, in spite of having some pretty consistent numbers this year for the Lamar Lopes. Five-1 NJC, one away, bottom 3. Clark, one of many sophomores that have found his home for next year, digs in on the right side. First pitch, runner moving with the righty at the plate, so they will take off and take third with Suarez. Then after the feigned throw down to third, Delor Bay took off for a delay steal. NJC gets 2 separate stolen bases on that. They were hoping maybe a throw down to second that would allow Suarez to also swipe home. So NJC now at 141 stolen bases this season, and 2 stand in scoring position with a 1-0 count to Clark. He hammers the 1-0 out to center on a frozen rope into the glove of Oxford, but the stolen base by Suarez will allow him to come home on what will be a sac fly RBI and manufacture in the run for NJC to make it 6-1. Zach McVeigh to the plate. McVeigh hit a sac fly last inning to plate Clark.
There we go, Zach. See it and cash in, kid. See it, though.
Delor Bay out at second, right in the line of sight of Marchiondo as he sets to fire and spins one off the plate for ball 1. Delor Bay, good couple steps off the bag. Fastball hammered to the backstop, foul by McVeigh. 1 ball and 1 strike. Marchiondo seems to have a pretty good relationship with Hebner behind the dish. He's only shaken him off a couple times today. 1-1. At the knees, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Good eye, Zach. Good eye, kid. Just keep it in your hands here.
Plainsman, second inning in a row, putting the first 3 on and putting all 3 across. Marchiondo, 1-2. Delivers the pitch, swing and a miss, and that's that. Plainsmen leave their first runner of the game, but plate 3 more. They lead 6-1. So we head to inning number 4. You're listening to Region 9 Baseball on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Head to the fourth. NJC leading Lamar 6-1 as we welcome you back to Plainsman Park. Our fourth inning is brought to you by Rudy's Tires. Several locations across our area, so there's always one close by. And if you can't get to them, they'll come to you on the farm. Rudy's Tires presents you Eastern Plains Sports Today, weekdays at 3 p.m. on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com, the only daily local sports talk show on the Eastern Plains of Colorado. Angel Colmenares as Ethan Marquez and Charlie McKinney do up in this fourth inning as Colmenares watches the first pitch by for ball number one. Colmenares drew a walk his first time up, the only walk issued by Andrej Bonk today. See, misses off the plate for ball two. 4 strikeouts, 4 hits allowed, and the 1 run on a solo home run in inning number 1. 2-0, hopped in, no chase from Colmenares, 3 balls and no strikes. It's the first time Bonk's been behind 3-0 today. Dances a breaking ball in tight, and he will walk Colmenares for a second time. First time the leadoff man has been on for Lamar today. All their damage in the first inning with 2 outs. Ethan Marquez a strikeout. Part of the side in order second inning. Foul tip. Actually, that was a strikeout to end the first off the mask of Stuffed. It was McKinney, Rodriguez, Bertel that were the side in order second last inning. 1 out base runner, fielder's choice, ended the frame. Bonk 57 pitches in, 0-1. Ball lifted out to center field. Suarez, the read off the bat, but will not get in. The runner locked, going first to second, thinking Suarez was going to get there. Nice deke to get Colmenares to stop running. That'll be a single for Marquez, and then the runner put out at second. 8-6 for those of you scoring at home. 1 away, runner still on first. Suarez hard sprint in, and Colmenares thought, yeah, he's going to get there, and I did too, and then the ball dropped 20 feet in front of him. Pick throw over to first, and past the bag at first goes Bonk, so first to third goes Marquez. They going to send him? He gets the stop going around third. So Marquez goes to third on what will have to be an E1. Charlie McKinney now has a runner in scoring position. Outside of that first inning, Lamar has not had a crack with runners in scoring position today. They only had 1 official at bat with runner in scoring position in that first inning. That was the ground out to end the inning, or strikeout to end the inning. So McKinney watches the first pitch by for strike 1. Did draw a walk with runner in scoring position to load the bases up, did Lamar. Bouncer over to third. Green will pick it up. Throw across the diamond is not in time. Coach Catchell will come out of the dugout. Marquez stopped at third. Green took that kind of long way across to get the ball on one that was probably Hudson Hoy's, but if Hoy plays out, the runner comes home. So Green had to be the one to play it. Coach Catchell protesting that the throw got to first in time. Home plate umpire will be deferred to, and he says no. The throw did not get there in time, so that goes down as an infield single. Runners now stand on the corners 1 away. NJC leads 6-1, and Antonio Soto Rodriguez will come to the plate. He grounded out in inning number 2. Bonk, first pitch to Soto, in for strike 1. Fastball into the dirt, stuffed blocks at 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, this is a Lamar team that can move, and this is, having watched Coach Carrasco coach and play, this is the situation where you try and take second and then backside take home when you go to steal or get the runner at second. 1-1 pitch up the ladder for ball 2. This is one of the series that makes me feel exceptionally old because I covered both head coaches as players here in Region 9. 2-1 pitch, dips low, 3-1. Bonk having already walked a batter in this inning. Now giving up back-to-back hits. 3-1. High cheese, swing and a miss, 3-2. Fourth full count of the game for Andrej Bonk. A walk and 2 strikeouts on the previous 3. Payoff. Grounded up the middle. Hoy will go to second for 1, on to first, not in time. An RBI fielder's choice as Marquez comes in. Can't assume the double play. Good job by Hoy in the attempt to backhand it, but not going to be able to get the turn was McVeigh. Now a 6-2 ball game. Back to the top of the order, and Jackson Bertel, who struck out and grounded out this afternoon. First pitch off the plate for ball number 1 to the low right fielder. Bonk 1-0, ball lifted out to center field. Wind carrying it up, wind carrying it out, and gone. Bertel got a hold of one, and it just found the jet stream in this 20-plus mile-an-hour wind day, and this is now a 6-4 ball game on the second Lope home run of the afternoon. Bertel had a power swing. That's probably a double without the wind the way it is today, but to dead center, I mean, that's 390, and then it juts out a bit in those power alleys around the hitter's eye in center field. Andrej Bonk giving up the home run in what is now a 6-4 ball game. He's only 68 pitches in. There is an arm tossing in the pen, and as I said earlier, for both of these teams, you're playing 32 innings in 30 hours. You need your starting pitchers to get you 5 or 6 innings here today in this first game to give you any hope of game number 4 tomorrow not being a 25-23, 4.5-hour marathon. So a visit to the mound. Bonk will stay in at just 68 pitches. Dane Hepner, the catcher, steps in, and Bonk, first pitch, grounded back up the middle, laying out Hoy to make the snare, throw across the diamond in time. Na-na-na. Sports Center grabbed in the frame, but 3 come across for Lamar. Now the field umpire is coming over to the home plate umpire to check and make sure the throw was there in time. And they're going to count it. 6-3 on the putout to end the inning. 6-4, NJC leads Lamar to the bottom of the 4th next on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. New arm for the Lamar Lopes as we head to the bottom of inning number 4. NJC holding a 6-4 lead. And our pitching change is brought to you by Buckeye Welding Supply. You have questions, they have answers, and the supplies. 330 South 11th Avenue in Sterling. Michael Solis is the new arm for the Lamar Lopes. Solis threw in the first game against Trinidad last weekend. Did not record an out, gave up 3 hits, 4 runs. He walked a pair. That was 5 days removed from a start against Southeast where he struck out 12 in 4 1/3 innings of work and ended up being saddled with a no decision. This is a high strikeout arm for the Lamar Lopes. 12th appearance of the year. He has 76 strikeouts across 37 innings of work, and the hard thrower blows it past Tanner Peary in the bottom of the 4th for strike 1. Tanner Peary, Hudson Hoy, Braden Stuft, 8-9-1 for NJC due up on this blustery Thursday in Sterling. 0-1, Solis, the lefty, whips it off the plate, 1 ball and 1 strike. He replaced Marciando, the starter that goes 3. 65 pitches, 3 strikeouts, 5 hits, 2 walks, and all 6 runs allowed were earned. Breaking ball dances low. 2-1. I'm somewhat surprised to see Solis. When I prepped for this series, I thought maybe this would be the game 2 starter today. Ground ball by Peary on the 2-1 over to short. Soto Rodriguez, the throw across the diamond in time for the 6-3 putout. And out number 1. Our line right now reads 6 runs, 5 hits, an error, and 1 left on for NJC. Lamar, 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors, and 4 left aboard. 3 of those 4 were left aboard in the first. These two teams have been very efficient at plating runs so far today. The opportunity presents itself, they don't miss. Hudson Hoy missed just by millimeters on the first at bat and popped up in foul territory. He takes ball 1 off the plate with 1 out in the bottom of the 4th inning. Solis runs it high, 2 balls and no strikes. To describe Solis's pitching motion, I think the one word that stands out is violent. There's a lot of moving pieces that are moving in a lot of different directions, legs, arms, everything, and his follow-through is maybe more violent than his delivery. He blew a fastball past Hoy, 2 balls and 1 strike. Not exactly a guy with an immense amount of stature is Solis. But a lot of giddy up, obviously, on his stuff. The wind, as we noted, it was at 17 miles an hour to start the game. It's now 21 miles an hour. We've gained about 5 degrees in the temperature, but which you wouldn't know it with the wind. Fastball off the plate, 2-1 becomes 3-1. Solis, 1 away, bottom 4, 3-1 delivery, swing and a miss for Hoy, 3-2. You knew that the platoon situations for NJC would exist at a couple positions, the shortstop, that right field position, kind of that mix and match of second, first, and DH. 3-1 or 3-2 pitch fouled off by Hoy. You'll do it again. So it's a little bit of a different mindset at times for these guys that step in that shortstop position and in the right field and all that. You kind of come in maybe with a little bit more pressing sense. Hoy's done a good job this year of not really feeling like he's pressing too much at the plate, like, hey, this might be my only opportunities today. He's stayed pretty steady Eddie, at least from the external eye. 3-2. Off the plate, ball 4, and takes the walk with 1 away. Here comes another guy that can play shortstop and catch. And third, Braden Stuffed. He had a pop-up double out to center field. Keenan Oxford is playing 4 steps off the center field wall with the wind blowing out the way it is. Dropped it in front of him. Breaking ball spins low for ball 1. Nice job by Hoy to have a bunch of pitches taken there. Peary saw 4 as well, but got to give new arm an opportunity, or batters an opportunity to see what this new arm has. 1-0. Dumps low for ball 2. Dust kicking up massively, and with the lefty on the hill, that dust is blowing right into the face of Michael Solis, and the home plate umpire will call time, as I believe we've now lost a hat in the outfield. Maybe a pair of sunglasses. Random tumbleweeds blow across the outfield. It's not going to get any better the rest of the day. The good news is, when we drive down to Lamar tomorrow, it's not supposed to be blowing like this. So, thumbs up to not having to drive in a tornado. 2-0. Solis with a runner at first, delivers the pitch, runs it up. 3 balls, no strikes to Braden Stuffed. Solis fires, finds the outer edge this time to take it to 3-1. That was a take all the way for Stuff, no question.
He's a lefty. He's got to make it back to the plate.
Shallow lead for Hoy at first. Solis delivers it and blows it past Stuff to run the count 2 full. Hudson Hoy drew the full count walk in this inning. The only previous full count faced by NJC hitting this afternoon. Solis rocks and fires. Stuff pops it back foul, and we'll do it again. (6-4) NJC lead, bottom 4. They just gave up a 3 spot. Got to get some of that back. Give yourself a little bit more comfort in this first of the weekend series. 3-2 once again. Runner moving, pitch delivered, Stuffed, hammering it back foul. As noted, NJC can steal bases. There's no question about that. That's been a hallmark since Coach Catchell came in and took over. 141 now on the season for NJC. Hoy only has 3. It's not just the stolen bases, though, that this team is so good at. It's things like that, the hit and run, going first to third on a single, that really help out. A 55-foot breaking ball from Solis ends up ball 4, and we'll put runners on first and second to Easton Hubbard. Hubbard clubbed a home run his last time at the plate. Good to get him back on the power streak. If everybody can get healthy and back swinging, this NJC team can make a nice run this year. Tondo is in on the grass at first, thinking maybe bunt. Hubbard not. Watches by after checking his swing. Strike 1. Hudson Hoy, a loopy lead out at second, off the bag. Solis checking on him, delivers the pitch and whistles it all the way to the backstop. Throw down to third, not in time as Hoy comes in. So, pass ball or wild pitch all the way to the backstop. Puts runners on second and third on what is now a 1-1 count. And Hepner and Solis were nowhere near on the same page. I'm not even certain they were reading the same book. Hepner set up for one pitch, and the polar opposite was thrown by Solis and just hit the backstop on the fly. So 2 in scoring position for the Plainsmen. We're 2 for 4 with runners in scoring position this afternoon. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hubbard home 1 string. Strike 2 contact. 1-2. Solis. Breaking ball waved at by Hubbard, and he's down on strikes for the second out of the inning. So that'll leave it up to Riley Suarez, who hit a double off the center field wall. He's also struck out this afternoon.
Here we go, Riley.
Don't want to put a bagel up on the board. And I think they just signaled 1 ball here, maybe. Solis, I believe he went to his mouth on the rubber. At least that was the audible call I'd heard, was that he had 1 ball. Coach Catchell now asking that the home plate and field umpire talk. You get that 1 warning, and then it becomes a balk, I thought, and that's, I'm pretty sure, is what Coach Catchell is protesting, is once you have the 1 warning and he's gone back to the mouth on the rubber, is it a balk that would then make this a 7-4 game? Coach Carrasco out to have a conversation with the home plate umpire now. Given that the home plate umpire walked directly over to Coach Carrasco, leads me to believe that once the conversations have completed, that this will not go in Lamar's favor. And it is. It goes down as a balk that will plate Hudson Hoy and move Braden Stuff to third. With nobody on, it becomes a ball in the count. But there were 2 on, so because it's the second opportunity of Solis going to the mouth on the rubber, he then has the balk. So 7-4 goes our score now. Riley Suarez with 2 away, has a runner at third. First pitch to Suarez is in there for strike 1. And now Solis is being adamantly careful to be way off the mound when he goes to the mouth. Oh, 1 swing and a miss for Suarez. No balls, 2 strikes. So NJC, because of that balk, does get a run across. Like to make it a second with Stuff standing at third. Pitch delivered, foul tip off the mask of Hepner. Count remains 0-2. Lopes in the 5th inning have the heart of their order. 3, 4, and 5 due up. Solis 0-2 once again. Delivers the pitch. Suarez swings and misses, and that will end the inning. A balk plates a run, though. After a wild pitch and a couple guys on, 7-4 NJC with the lead as we head to the fifth on the Eastern Playing Sports Network. We head to inning number 5, 7-4 NJC with the lead against the Lamar Lopes. And the Northeastern Plainsmen head to the fifth still with Andrej Vonk on the bump. Brought to you by Agricultural Accounting. You're a producer, not an accountant, so they'll handle your paperwork and let you do what you're good at. Eggman.co set up your consultation today. Marco Hernandez, who hit the home run in the first inning and singled in his second at-bat as a part of the third inning, will step in. Hernandez, Oxford, Atondo for the Lopes. Vonk, 69 pitches through 4. First one runs it high for ball 1. 4 runs all earned, 4 strikeouts, 2 walks, 7 hits. 13 of the first 21 batters he's faced, starting them off with a first pitch strike. Can't get back even on the 1-0, so it goes to 2-0. Had an arm going in the pen last inning, continuing to toss here, so I would imagine the leash is kind of short on Andrej Vonk as the 2-0 pitch misses 3-0. He did go 5 in the 7-3 win in Otero last Saturday, so just on his 5th day of rest. He typically has one more before he goes. Fastball low, ball 4. Also threw 110 down in La Junta last Saturday. I believe in the one as Coach Catchell comes out, I believe the one in Luna, he also threw better than 100 pitches too. No, that was the one he was shortchanged because he got up big. He only threw like 33. I don't know that Coach Catchell is going to give him an opportunity to continue. He's not. Pitching change after the leadoff walk here in the 5th from Andrej Vonk. NJC leads 7-4. New Plainsman arm next on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Garen Gechter, the new arm for the Northeastern Plainsmen, as we come back to Plainsman Park. Gechter facing Keenan Oxford after the leadoff walk in this top of the fifth, 7-4 NJC. Gechter threw an inning and 2/3 in Otero in Game 2. The 18-9 win last week gave up 2 runs on 2 hits in that contest. 10th appearance of the year for him, 14 1/3 innings of work. He inherits Marco Hernandez at first after Vonk's day done 73 pitches. Following that leadoff walk, Oxford waves at the 1-1 pitch, 1 ball and 2 strikes. I think you knew that Vonk wasn't going to go 110 like he did last week in La Junta, but 73 may be a tick shocking here. 1-2 pitch high, 2-2. Also the shortest rest that Vonk has pitched on this year. See, through Saturday, and today is Thursday. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Gechter high, 3-2. This is the second time that Gechter has thrown a 7. He's typically been reserved for the 9. Swing and a miss on the 3-2. He gets a strikeout for out number 1. He threw in the 7-1 loss back on Saturday, April 4th to McCook in relief, and actually pitched really well in relief, but typically is a 9-inning arm for NJC, a guy that pitches in the 9s, not a guy that throws 9 innings. 1 away, top 5. Hernandez remains at first to Eric Atondo. Reached on a fielder's choice his last time up. Gechter, the southpaw, with the runner moving, delivers the pitch, popped up, foul territory toward the Lamar dugout. It gets down off the fence for strike 1. Penultimate week of the regular season for NJC. Home and home series with WNCC next week. Ball lifted up by Atondo. Foul territory, third base side. George Green says, "I got it." And he does. For out number 2 in the top of the 5th inning, and keeping Hernandez at first, Angel Colmenares. Colmenares has walked twice this afternoon, both from Andrzej Vonk. He was able to come around and score one of the 2 times off his walk. The only 2 walks until Hernandez drew the walk to lead this inning off. Gechter sails one off the plate for ball 1. Colmenares 1-0, waves at it, 1 ball and 1 strike. 7-4 NJC lead. Lopes have 7 hits. They've had 9 base runners, as many as NJC's had. Big throw over to first, and Hernandez steps back in. Gechter, runner moving, 1-1, pitch in the dirt, and the throw to second not in time, so Hernandez steals the bag. He's into scoring position on what is now a 2-1 count on El Colmenares. Gechter, 2-1, swing and miss. Colmenares 2-2. Gechter looking to get out of this top of the fifth and keep it a 7-4 ball game. Rocks, fires, pitch in the dirt, 3-2.
Doing great, Garrett. Challenge him, kid.
Gechter, long look out at Hernandez. Delivers the pitch, hammered off foul by Colmenares. Count remains full. Lopes got 3 last inning. Plainsmen love to keep him off the board and see if they can't get a 4th inning in a row with runs. Middle of their order due up in the bottom of this inning, number 5. 3-2 from Gechter again. Low ball 4. So a walk puts runners on first and second and brings Ethan Marquez to the dish. Marquez a single his last time up. Strikeout in his first at-bat against Bonk. Gechter pounds one onto the outside corner for strike number 1. Both sides have gotten into their bullpen. In the 4th for Lamar and here in the 5th for NJC. Gechter 0-1, foul tip, snared by Stuffed. 0-2. Gechter can keep NJC in front in this 5th. Andres Bonk did pitch long enough to be able to secure his 7th win of the season. If NJC can remain on the front side. 0-2, pitch just off the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Difference between a righty and a lefty. If that's coming from a righty, that one will probably get rung up on a backwards K, but starting off and working back on as a lefty for that same pitch. Didn't get it. 1-2. Runners moving. Ground ball over to second. Only play for McVeigh will be to first, and it's in time. Gechter strands the inherited runner in spite of putting one more on behind him. It's 7-4 NJC. We head to the bottom of the 5th on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Head to the bottom of inning number 5, 7-4 NJC with the lead. Our bottom of inning number 5 on the Eastern Plains Sports Network is brought to you by B&J Plumbing. When plumbing problems arise, B&J will take care of you. 970-522-3828. 7 runs, 5 hits, an error, and 2 left on for NJC. 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors, and 6 left on for Lamar. George Green, Aniel Delorbe, and Michael Clark due up in inning number 5. Second inning of work for Michael Solis after coming on in relief. Green has walked and flown out so far this afternoon. Solis, first time facing him, hammers it low for ball 1. On the pitching change last inning, got the leadoff Ground out, then back-to-back walks, a wild pitch. Moved runners up, a balk plated the run. 2 more strikeouts after that for limited damage as Solis hits the 1-0, 1 ball and 1 strike. One Green, flare job foul, first base side. Gets down, 1-2. First of a weekend 4-pack. We'll hit the road tomorrow morning with the team and head down to Merchants Park in Lamar for a 1 o'clock start. Plainsman looking to win another series. It's the 1-2. Green just got a piece of it foul. Count remains 1-2. They split the series this year with McCook. They've won 8 of the last 9 series in Region 9 play outright, and with that split, it's been 9 total series since they lost a series. Green takes the 1-2 pitch, hammers round 2 out to left for his first hit of the day. And Aniel Delorbe will get a crack at the dish with a runner on and nobody out. NJC's put the leadoff runner on. Now in 3 innings, they've scored in the previous 2 where they put the leadoff man on. That was the 3-run second and the 3-run third. Delorbe a single and a walk, so 1 for 1 is what his official line reads. He takes a home run swing and gets strike 1 contact. He knows the wind's blowing out. He knows why he got the nod in this game 1. Out to right with a lefty at the plate and a guy with the kind of gas that Solis has. If you can get a hold of one, it's going a long way. 0-1, slapped off foul. No balls, 2 strikes.
Keep working on you, LC, kid. Keep it in your hand.
Delorbe with Green on at first, 0-2. Hammered off foul. We'll do it again. Plainsman 16-4 in Region 9 play. McCook 17-5. Tied for first in the standings coming into play today. McCook has a weekend home and home with WNCC that they split. Pick throw over 2 first.
Gotta be occupying the bag to make a pickoff move.
0-2 once again to Delorbe. Offering up the ladder, 1 ball, 2 strikes. McCook and WNCC started yesterday in Scotts Bluff. McCook won the 7-inning game 12-3. WNCC took the 9-19-9. They'll play tomorrow in McCook. WNCC is NJC's final opponent next weekend in the home and home. Here for the 9 on Thursday. It's the 1-2 pitch is low, 2-2. There for the 2-7s on Friday. Here for Pack the Park on Saturday, the 2nd of May. A Saturday night game, no less, to wrap up the regular season. Two balls, 2 strikes. Delorbe golfs it off foul. Hopefully for NJC, that Pack the Park game doesn't mean anything in the standings. Hopefully they've already got the Region 9 title locked in by the time we do that. They'll have a pretty good idea because McCook and Southeast are playing Thursday, Friday next week. High goes the 2-2, 3-2. So ideally, by the time we get off air at Cleveland Field in Scotts Bluff next Friday, weather pending, we should know how the standings are shaking out. It's part of why we're going to wrap up this regular season with the final 8 with NJC baseball. 3-2, nobody out. Green moving. Delorbe swinging, missing. Green taking second. Strikeout, stolen base. Runner into scoring position for Michael Clark. Clark has driven in 3. He tripled to plate 2 in the second. Hit a sac fly to plate 1 in the third. Michael Solis. Now I have Green behind the head as the lefty on the bump, and he is shaking a lot off. Finally gets one he likes and sails it way wide for ball 1. Solis. Clark takes it. 1 ball, 1 strike. Not a lot he could have done with that one there. Yeah, he has been a very good oppo hitter, but that's not one he was going to be able to get a lot of power on at the knees on the outer edge. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 away, bottom 5. Ball hopped in. Green got off the bag at second. Ball gets between the wickets of Hepner, and he couldn't find it. Green had retreated back to second. Frustrated that he wasn't able to move up to third. 2 balls, 1 strike. Solis delivers it. Clark with the big swing. Throw down to third. Not in time. Green swipes the bag on what looked to be a hit and run, and the first half didn't happen. Able to get that stolen base just underneath the tag of Ethan Marquez for George Green. And now Clark conceivably could sac fly. Infield in on a ground ball with NJC leading 7-4. Solis delivers the pitch. Ground ball will go to short. It's bobbled by Soto Rodriguez. His throw across the diamond will be in time. Green had to hold up with that infield in. 6-3 on the ground out. 2 away. It's on Zach McVeigh to try and get the Plainsmen on the board for a 4th consecutive inning. McVeigh, sac fly and a strikeout today. Outfield still playing very deep with the big wind. Shorter backstop here at Plainsman Park, so not a sure bet that a pass ball gets a run home. Big rip at the first one for McVeigh. He got a piece of it for strike 1. Coach Catchell having a conversation with Green as to that secondary lead and the opportunity to potentially move up. Always a teachable opportunity. 0-1, McVeigh, ground ball deep in the hole at short. It's dropped by Soto Rodriguez, and he picks it up and gets the toss across the diamond just in time to get McVeigh. Wasn't the cleanest of 6-3 putouts, but they worked nonetheless. NJC held off the board, but still leads 7-4 as we head to inning number 6 against Lamar on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Head to inning number 6 and a pitching change for the Northeastern Plainsmen as they lead the Lamar Lopes 7-4. Our pitching change on the Eastern Plains Sports Network is brought to you by Bank of Colorado. Apply for the loan you need. Fully online, bankofcolorado.com, member FDIC. Logan Steckel, the new arm. He'll face Charlie McKinney to kick things off in the 6th, and Steckel behind the head for ball number 1 on his first offering. Steckel on the season for NJC, making his 12th appearance, 15 1/3 innings of work, 23 strikeouts, 8 walks. He has procured 3 saves as the team's closer in recent outings. The sophomore, 1 ball, 1 strike to McKinney. Gets a pop-up on the infield. Wynn's going to make this fun. Hudson Hoy back. Hudson Hoy will make the catch for out number 1. So Hudson Hoy gets the out. Steckel went 2 innings in Otero, garnered the save last weekend. Went 2 innings against Luna back on the 9th of April, garnered the save. 5 strikeouts last weekend, 3 strikeouts the weekend before, so multi-out save guy for NJC. Steckel dusts Antonio Soto Rodriguez in tight for ball number 1. (1-0) in tight for ball 2. Steckel powers the 2-0 off the plate. Ball 3. And fastball on the inside corner takes the count to 3-1. So 3-1 with 1 away. Strike 2 as Soto Rodriguez was 1/3 of the way down the line at first, thinking he'd drawn ball 4. Steckel. Payoff pitch. Ball hammered by Soto Rodriguez out to center field. Not much movement necessary for Riley Suarez to get out number 2 in the top of the 6th. NJC still holding the 7-4 advantage. Jackson Brattel, who hit a home run his last time up, will step in for his 4th plate appearance. He'd struck out and grounded out prior to that. Steckel, breaking ball falls off the map for ball 1 to Brattel. First game in these weekend 4-packs are as important as any as the 1-0 is waved out, 1 ball and 1 strike. That's why you've seen Vonk. You saw the short leash, went to Gector, a very good stopgap arm, and then now utilizing the closer in Logan Steckel to ensure you get that first one. If you can get both here today and find a way to split on the road tomorrow, that's a win of the series. 2-1, Steckel with the pitch, fouled off the foot of Brattel in the box. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Also important knowing, again, that McCook split yesterday with WNCC. That was in Scottsbluff. They get to do it at home tomorrow. So if you can go 2-0, you can put yourself in a positive side here today if you're NJC. But got to get the first one, and Steckel got the 3 outs to do his first part. Side down in order, still 7-4 NJC, middle of 6 on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Head to the bottom of inning number 6. NJC leading 7-4 against Lamar in the first of this weekend 4-pack, getting underway because of weather on the Thursday. 6th is brought to you by Platte River Tires. For over 25 years, they've supported our area athletes and kept our community moving. On Chestnut Street, just look for the purple sign. Pinch hit for NJC to kick things off in this bottom of inning number 6. Jose Victorio will step in for NJC, replacing Tanner Peary, and Victorio takes a rip at the first one he sees for strike number 1. Jose this season, .308 hitter, 3 homers, 7 runs batted in. A lot of power for him when he gets up there as he watches the second one by, and he's behind 0-2. Victorio in conference play, very limited opportunities, 4 for 8, but 2 of his 4 hits have been home runs. He will not get one here. He swings and misses on the 0-2 for out number 1 in the bottom of inning number 6. So we'll see if he stays in the outfield, or if NJC goes defensively, maybe utilizing Tucker Smock in that left field spot when we come back out for the 7th. Hudson Hoy, a fly out and a walk to his credit today, will step in. Hoy a walk his last time at the plate. He bunts the first one back and pops it over the backstop, foul for strike 1. He came home and scored on the balk in inning number 4. This NJC team, they did a lot of this small ball stuff last year. They had guys that could hit home runs, but they had a lot of guys that would drop bunt singles and do some of those things. Been a lot more power-oriented this year as Hoy watches the 0-1 by. No balls and 2 strikes. Michael Solis in his 3rd inning of work, 52 pitches into relief. 0-2, swing and a miss, gets Hoy waving, second out of this bottom of inning number 6 since he came on. That is now 5 strikeouts for Solis, and Braden Stuffed, a fly out, a double, and a walk to his credit today. He scored a run as well. Will step in to try and prevent the side from waltzing down in this 6th. He shows bunt, pulls back, pitch, runs across, strike 1. Second one he gets a hold of and drills it out to left field. Look up, look back. It's out of here. Braden Stuffed goes yard for NJC. Stuffed with his 5th home run of conference season makes it 8-4. That one got out of here in a hurry. And the insurance that NJC needed to give them a little more wiggle room in the top of inning number 7. Not that Logan Steckel couldn't handle a 3-run lead. He was still in line to get the save because they were only up 3 when he came on. Easton Hubbard, He's hit one of the 2 home runs today. He steps in and takes the first pitch high for ball 1. Finds the outer corner, 1 ball and 1 strike. Hubbard with his home run, his 12th of the season. He will ground a ball over to third, and it gets under the diving glove of Marquez and out to left field. He thinks about turning it into a double and settles for a single with 2 outs. We'll give Riley Suarez a crack at the plate for a 4th time. 2 strikeouts and a double off the center field wall for Suarez this afternoon.
There we go, Riley. Keep it rolling, kid.
Solis eyeballing Hubbard at first, and Suarez watches the first pitch by on that outer edge for strike 1. 0-1. Solis' 60th pitch in relief. Hubbard moving, pitch delivered, hit and run. Suarez knocks it off foul, 0-2. The stuffed homer, and now the Hubbard single with 2 outs. First time NJC with 2 outs has plated a run, I believe, today. Oh, the balk happened with 2 outs. Pitch called, strike 3 at the knees on the 0-2. So that'll end the inning, but NJC does get the solo shot for Braden Stuff. They lead 8-4 as we head to the 7th on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Back for inning number 7 at Plainsman Park, where NJC leads 8-4. Our 7th is brought to you by Gordon Insurance, mitigating risk on the farm with your livestock and in your everyday life. Stop by in downtown Sterling today. Logan Steckel looking to finish an off for NJC on what will be a save because he came on at 7-4. It's now 8-4 NJC. Dane Hepner, Marco Hernandez, and Keenan Oxford. For NJC, as expected, Tucker Smock is out in left field after the pinch hit by Jose Victorio. So Smock defensively in the outfield. First pitch to Hepner, the catcher, who's grounded out thrice today. He is grounded out all 3 times too short today. Fouls off the first one he sees, 0-1. I think a tip of the cap that is deserved for NJC here is their defensive effort today. Check swing, he offered, broke the plane of the plate, 0-2. Hudson Hoy has 5 putouts, 6-3, and 2 that he's caught in the air. The pitching staff for NJC has been able to induce 8 ground-out putouts as the 0-2 pitch misses in tight for ball number 1. 8 groundouts, 3 flyouts, 6 strikeouts so far for the outs against the Lobes. Ground ball over to second. How about we get McVeigh involved on the 4-3 putout? for out number 1 in the top of inning number 7. It's McVeigh's second 4-3 put out. He's also been able to snare a pair through the air. Marco Hernandez, who clubbed the home run back in inning number 1, has a single and a walk since, will step in, the second baseman. First pitch from Steckel on the upper edge for strike 1. 8 runs on 8 hits for NJC. They've belted a pair of home runs today. The only run that didn't come as a production of the hitter by way of an RBI was the balk back in inning number 4. Going to the mouth multiple times on the rubber led to a runner being brought home. 1-1. Swing and a miss for Hernandez, 1-2. Was not Andrzej Vonk's best day. Got 4+, 4 runs. It's the 1-2 foul chip. Count will remain 1-2. Coming off a 10 strikeout performance, Vonk only struck out 4, walked 3, and the 7 hits. The bullpen has been nails. 1-2, called strike 3 on the outside corner. Steckel gets out number 2, and NJC 1 out away from taking game number 1 of the weekend series against Lamar. Lopes charging Keenan Oxford with trying to keep it going. After singling in inning number 1, he's struck out twice. Steckel gets a swing and a miss for strike number 1 with 2 away in this 7th. Bullpen has 3 strikeouts and 1 walk allowed since coming in. 0-2 popped off foul, or 0-1 popped off foul, becomes 0-2. One away from Logan Steckel getting NJC done in this one. He'll buzz one away for ball 1. Steckel came on at 7-4. Vonk, as we noted, in line to get his 7th win of the year if NJC finishes this off, and Steckel would get his 4th save of the season. 1-2, breaking ball, called strike 3 on the outside corner. Backwards K, and the bullpen goes 3 innings of no-hit baseball and secures the 8-4 win against Lamar and pushes the Plainsmen onto the front side of the Region 9 standings. They're a half game up on McCook for the Region 9 lead. Our final line, 8 runs, 8 hits, an error, and 4 left on for NJC. 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors, and 6 left on for the Lamar Lopes. Lopes in the ball game get the loss handed to starting pitcher Benicio Marciando, who went 3 innings. The Lopes got runs batted in from Jackson Brattel with a home run, Marco Hernandez with a home run, and Antonio Soto Rodriguez. Plainsmen got runs batted in from Braden Stuft with a home run, Easton Hubbard 2 runs batted in with a home run, Zach McVeigh with a run batted in, but Michael Clark is our Plainsman of the game, brought to you by Premier Farm Credit. Eastern Colorado's a way of life, providing credit and related services for more than 100 years. Visit their website, premieraca.com, for more. Michael Clark got the scoring going with the triple in inning number 2. He came around and scored on a sac fly. He had a sac fly in the 3rd to push NJC in front at the time 6-1. And was able to help cruise. But a lot of good pieces in this one for NJC to take the 8-4 win. NJC now 17-4 in Region 9 play. They'll look to make it 18-4 in about a half hour, 3:35 or so. First pitch coming up for the Plainsmen and the Lopes in a 9-inning game this Thursday. Baseball's brought to you on the Eastern Plains Sports Network.